What to do with all these apples? Hi everybody, Sandy here, and I've got all these apples. These are Honeycrisp apples that I picked up from the produce market, and I'm going to can a few. But before that, I am making, that's right, an apple pie. So for this apple pie, I am using a pre-made pie crust. Yes, this is gluten-free. My gluten-free pie crusts have not turned out all that well or pretty, so they're edible, but I'm going to try this out. So that came out of my freezer, and I'm only going to use one of those. I've cut up 5 apples, and I've saved the peelings in some citric acid for dehydrating later. But here is the start of my apple pie. Alright, my oven is heating up to 425, and so I have my prepared apples here. And now for the filling, what I have is 2/3 cup of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. So I'm just going to kind of mix this up, and we're going to toss this in with the apples. And we're going to mix this up until they're evenly coated. Alright, so they're mixed up, and I'm going to put them in my pie shell. Now, this is not a deep dish pie shell, so I may need 2 of them. That's why I left the other one out, thinking about it. So I'm going to put this, it's my first time using something that's kind of small, even though it says 9 inches. But yeah, I might have more apples than I have pie crust. Okay, the oven is heated up to 425, and I have the apples in the pie crust. I've also dotted around the tops of the apples with some butter. Now, usually it's like 2 tablespoons of butter per pie, so that's what I did. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them in the oven and let them steam. And I'm just going to put on some tin foil to kind of cover them up before I put them in there. And then I'm going to start making the topping, the crumble topping for this. Don't forget to set your timer for 10 minutes. You don't want to go any more than that. Alrighty, so I'm getting the, while that's baking, I've got 4 minutes left on that. So what I'm doing here is making the topping, which is for one pie, you want 3/4 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 3/4 cup of rolled oats, and 1/2 cup of butter or margarine. So in here I have everything, and then I'm getting ready to cut in the butter and mix it all up. So I'm going to use a pastry cutter for this. Best if you keep your butter cold. But anyway, this is, let me let you go, guys, and then I will bring you back when I have it done. It's a two-handed job. So the topping is done, and since I had 2 pies, I did add a little bit of extra, but of each in the ingredients, but just follow along with what I told you, and that's great for 1 pie. Now my pies are done in the oven. Let me take them out, the filling. Alright, so that's after 10 minutes in the oven at 425. You can see they've been lightly cooked, steamed with the tin foil on them. And now I'm going to put the streusel on top, and you just want to sprinkle it around, get it nice and coated. Alright, so the crumble's on, and didn't make too much of a mess, but still got to get that cleaned up. You want to reduce your oven down to 375 for this next step, and we're going to put these pies in the oven for roughly 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cover them again because I really don't want them overly brown. So I'm going to check on them in 20 minutes and possibly remove the tinfoil at that time because I don't want it to be burnt, the burnt sugar on top. So let's get these in the oven. So this is 20 minutes in. I took the tinfoil off, aluminum foil. So I'm going to give it another 10 minutes and see how they brown up. Well, folks, here they are, 35 minutes, and I have two beautiful pies. Look at that. Nice, slightly golden brown. I didn't burn them. All right, well, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. It is time for the taste test, and let me tell you, it is delicious.